Hello, guys. Today we are going to learn one interesting topic, and the topic name is storytelling. Okay, so here we are going to identify some questions related to storytelling. So, the first question is what is storytelling? We'll try to identify the definition of storytelling. Then, after that, we'll try to identify why storytelling is required. Then later we'll try to identify the elements of storytelling, and in the final we're going to see what are the rules of the storytellings are. Okay, so we'll see and we'll try to identify these answers one by one in today's lecture. Okay, so be here continuously till the end. Okay, so let's start with the what is storytelling. So the question is what is storytelling, and the answer is storytelling is a very powerful communication tool. Okay, why we are saying it's a powerful communication tool? Because you can easily remember the story of any product or any movie very easily, right? So here that's why we are saying it's a very powerful communication tool. Okay, so here we are going to see the next point, that is evolution of storytelling. Okay, so what was happening earlier, we were using the print medium, we were using the word of mouth, right? And those were the old medium of storytelling. But when it comes to new era, nowadays mobile have been launched, VR, AR 360 devices. Okay, so these are the new medium of storytelling. Now when it comes to other part, why storytelling is required, what is the requirement of storytelling? So answer is here. So storytelling basically it is used in design as a technique to get insights from the users, build empathy and access them emotionally. So what is happening in the storytelling? With the stories, designer can speak via character, theme, melody and spectacle. Why we are doing this, all these things? To increase the appeal of what we offer and provide solid understanding of the user. So that's why we are using the storytelling as a medium. Now when it comes to other part, there are some examples of storytelling. Okay, so what are these examples? Advertisement of any product, maybe movies, comic books or any graphic representation with some stories. So here we are going to see some examples of storytelling as well. So here the first example, the line is written as it's finger licking good, right? And everyone knows this is the advertisement of KFC. The second example, ये हाथ मुझे दे दे ठाकुर, it belongs to a movie Sholay, right? So by just understanding that dialogue we remember, yeah, this is the part of a movie, right? Now let's see the another example, I'm loving it. This is the example, or this is the story example of McDonald. Now there are few other example, कुछ अच्छा हो जाए कुछ मीठा हो जाए, Cadbury Dairy Milk, एशियन पेंट्स, हर घर कुछ कहता है, लिम्का, फिर शुरू हो जाओ, राइट? यंगिस्तान का वाओ. Okay, so these are some example. Let's move to other examples as well, right? Here you can see these are some depiction of their product in terms of story, like Coca-Cola, Vicks, Bajaj, right? Melody Chocolatey, Kit Kat. So what is happening, we are just creating a story to depict our product. Okay, now comes to here, right? So to create a good story of any product, what we require, right? It's as simple as to create a dish, what do you require? And the answer is elements. Okay, so to create a good story we require some elements. Okay, now here there are 7 elements in storytelling, right? So now the question, what are these 7 elements in storytelling? So the answer is, first is plot, second is character, third is theme, fourth is diction, fifth is melody, sixth one is decor, and the last element is spectacle. Okay, so if you are having these proper elements in your story can be fantastic one, right? And we can correlate it with a dish, right? If all the elements in your dish is very good, you are going to super like it. Okay, so how a good mixture of all these elements in your story. So we are going to see these elements one by one now. Okay, so the first element we are going to see is that the plot. Okay, and what is plot? It, the definition is what are user trying to achieve or overcome, right? That is one definition. But if we define in simple words, what is a plot? A plot is the sequence of events that make up a story. It is the backbone of storytelling and serves as the framework for the narrative, right? So ultimately what we are saying, it is the complete sequence of events what is happening in your story. So here you can see a story can start from beginning, right? It can go to the middle and it can conclude at the end, right? So you have to keep a proper plot and you have to narrate the sequence of event in the plot. This is your first element. Now let's move to the second element, and the second element is character, right? So now the question, what is character or what are the characters? So the answer is, who are the users, not just demographically, but what insights do you require to understand what they are truly like? Let's try to understand the definition of character in simple words now. So in simple words, what we can say, the characters may be a person, animal or object that plays an important role in the plot, right? From the picture you can see, whenever you are reading any story, okay, there may be different characters and they are the part of the story, right? So this is the second element, that is character. Now let's move to the third element, and that is theme. Okay, so what is the definition of theme? How can you establish a trustworthy presence to them, right? Let's try to understand the theme in simple words. And what is the meaning of theme in simple words? The underlying message that a writer would like to get across, okay, such as courage, friendship, power of love, etc. So ultimately, what is theme? The message the writer would like to give to the audience. Okay, so the theme could be anything, maybe love, war, coming of age, redemption, survival, betrayal, friendship, justice, courage, power, death, fate versus free will, family, good versus evil, revenge. And this theme is directly related to your product. Okay, so based upon your product objective, you can consider the theme accordingly, right? So this is your third element of storytelling. Now let's move to the fourth one, and the fourth one is diction. Diction means what will your design say to your users and how. In simple words, what we can say, diction can be specified as tone in the story or tone in a story. The way the author expresses their attitude through writing, such as anxious, excited, foolish, comic, or smart, or etc. Okay, so ultimately, what will your design say to you, your users, right? In terms of their emotions. Okay, that is the diction, fourth element. Now let's move to the fifth element, and what is that? The fifth element is melody. Melody. Okay, so will the overall design pattern appear pleasant and predictable to the users, moving them emotionally, right? So here, when you are narrating the story, you have to specify your design pattern in such a way user can correlate themselves with the story, right? I have taken 2 3 examples. Here you can see, whenever India wins a match, okay, we can connect them emotion, we can connect ourselves emotionally, right? Whenever we are watching a movie, by just watching a movie, by just watching the scene, right, we can connect ourselves very emotionally. Okay, so that is your fifth element, and the fifth element is melody. Now comes to the sixth element, and that is decor, right? So ultimately, what is decor? How will you present everything so the graphics match the setting the users can sense? So ultimately, whichever product you have developed, when you are narrating the story of the product, you have to keep the graphics similar to the product application. Okay, so that user can easily check the setting of the product. Okay, now that was the sixth element of the storytelling. We'll move further for the seventh one and the last one. And what is that? Spectacle, right? So what is the meaning of a spectacle? How can you make your design outstanding so your users will remember it? See, if your design is outstanding or your product is outstanding, ultimately you have to keep some elements in such a way so that they can easily remember, right? So I have taken some examples of movie scene only so that you can easily correlate it with the product. Here you can see, right, one movie name dialogue, right? Pushpa Raj, main jhukega nahi saila. Okay, so the line has, by remembering that line you can easily correlate or easily remember that movie name. One more, I will make him an offer he can't refuse, right? So this is the outstanding line of that particular product which make you remind of that particular product. That comes under the seventh element of this spectacle. I have one more example for you. And yes, by looking the picture you can easily remember the movie name is The Lion King, right? So we can create or we can use these type of elements to narrate a good story related to our product. Okay, so these were the elements of storytelling. Now we'll move to further. There are some rules associated with the storytelling as well, right? So to create a good story you must follow these rules, right? If you are following the rules, everyone can say yes, your story is going to be very very good or very fantastic, right? So let's try to understand these rules one by one. So what is the first rule of storytelling? The first rule is self knowledge and awareness, right? What it says that one must know about his or her product in detail and also must be aware about the other products competitors as well, right? When you are narrating the story, you must know what is there in your product. You must know each and everything about your product, right? And also you must know about the others product as well, right? So that when user will ask some questions to you, right, you must be able to answer them, right? By this what is going to happen? By this your self confidence as well as the trust of the user will increase upon you. Okay, that is the first rule. Now come to the second rule, and the rule is clear structure and purpose. What it says that the visualization of what you can bring as an impact to a context, or one must be aware of the objectives associated, right? So when you are specifying the product in front of everyone, you must know what is the clear structure and what is the objective of your product. By this way you can narrate a good story. That is the second rule. Now comes to the third rule. You must have a character to root, right? So in what is the meaning of the character of root? You must give a chance to your user or reader in such a way they can correlate themselves with your product. Example is here, like in Shark Tank, when a pitcher is giving the pitch, right? In his or her initial pitch they are trying to correlate the real audience with the product. Okay, so that they can create a good impact of the product. Okay, that is the third rule of the storytelling. Now comes to the fourth, and what is that? Appeal to our deepest emotion. In appeal to our deepest emotion, we must create the story in such a way so that it can appeal to the deepest emotions of the user. And to understand or to create this impact, we must understand the pain points of the user carefully, right? If you are understanding the problems, if you are understanding the pain points of the user properly, I am 100% sure you can appeal to their deepest emotions in a straight way. Okay, that was the fourth principle of storytelling. Now comes to fifth one, and what is that? Simple and focused. You can see the example of iPhone. It's very simple and the purpose is very much clear, right? So here what you have to do, you have to keep the story as simple and focused as possible so that the user cannot distract from your narrated objective. Keep it as simple so that user will remain connected with you. Okay, that was the fifth rule of the storytelling. Now comes to the sixth and the last rule, and what is that? Surprising and unexpected, right? So if you remember, whenever you are listening the story from your grandparents in your childhood, they are always keeping some kind of surprising element, the unexpected element. Okay, similarly you have to keep some kind of surprising and unexpected elements, right? So there must be some surprising and element and expected elements in your story. Otherwise what is going to happen, people will get lose their interest, they will get bored and they will again start their mobile phone and they are not going to listen to you. So ultimately you must follow these six rules of the storytelling. You must have a good mixture of the elements to narrate your story of the product. Okay, so if you are going to have a good story, yes, then definitely you are going to be successful. Okay, so this is it with the today's storytelling lecture, right? So what we learned today: storytelling definition, why storytelling is important, then what are the elements, as well as what are the rules of the storytelling. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.